Hi, it's Bonnie with Just for the Food of It. Today I want to make some French bread. We are having a dinner with friends party, and it's going to be a French theme. And I need French bread, so let's make it. All right, so let's read the directions, and I'm getting it out of this book, Better Homes and Gardens, Homemade Bread Cookbook. My mom's had it for a long, long time. So it's calling for 7 1/4 cups of flour, and 2 large packages of yeast, or you can measure out your own without the packages, and then a tablespoon of sugar and some cornmeal and white egg with water. So it's telling me to do 3 cups of flour and put the yeast in there. So I measured out 7 cups already. So we're going to do 3 cups, and I have a bowl right here beside me. So we're going to do 3 cups of flour. And I've got it in front of me here. You can kind of see the orange bowl. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, to get the yeast, which I have already, this is 2 1/2 teaspoons. It's 1 1/4 teaspoon per yeast package, and I get this in a bulk, so I measured out myself. So it's telling me to 3 cups of flour and heat 2 1/2 cups of water, which is what I did, and it's about 110 degrees. You don't want it too hot, but you want it to where it's going to activate the yeast. And then add the yeast to the flour, which I'm going to separate that. Heat the water and the fat, which is shortening, and a tablespoon of sugar. And then we're going to mix it in with our flour. A tablespoon of sugar. All right. So I heated up the shortening, vegetable shortening, and I'm going to mix it in with the flour and the water. And the water was 2 1/2 cups of water, the sugar, and a tablespoon of salt, which I've already measured out the salt as well. I'm going to add all this in here, and I'm going to mix the dry real quick first before I add the rest of it. We'll make sure we get our yeast all incorporated there. Okay, now we're going to add our shortening. And now we're going to add our hot water. And then we're going to mix this together. Okay, so we've got that mixed in pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to beat it with a hand mixer for about 3 minutes. All right, we've got that mixed. We're going to add as much flour as we can to make a soft dough. So we did, what do we do, 3 cups? 2 1/2 cups. Now by hand, I'm going to mix the flour until it's hard enough to make a dough out of, and then we're going to knead it. You could do this with a stand mixer as well and a dough hook, but I wanted to do it by hand today to show you that you can make bread by hand as well. I used to do that, and I used to do that for the longest time till I was gifted a stand mixer. Let's see, I think it's getting stiffer, but I don't think it's quite ready yet. And then we're going to knead it for 10 minutes. Okay, this is where I get in here with my hands. And it's going to be messy, but that's okay. I don't mind messes. right. I'm just adding a little more at a time. Oh, that itch. Do you ever do that? You get an itch when you get your hands messy. I think it's funny. See, my hands are pretty much clean now. So that's when you want to start kneading it. And it said for about 10 minutes. So we're going to do it for 10 minutes. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and do it on the table. It was a little too high for my hands, that big bowl. Usually the little bowl does okay, but that's a large green bowl. So when you're kneading, you're pushing with your palms down and then pulling up, and then you're going to flip it down, pull it up, and hopefully it won't stick. And that just creates the gluten, the elasticity of it. And you just got to work it. And you can see it's getting smoother as I go. Okay, there's our bread. It's nice and smooth. Now I'm going to get a bowl and grease it and then cover this till it doubles. I've got some canola oil. I'm just going to rub it around really good. And then we're going to put our dough in here. Flip it over, and then we're going to cover it with a towel. Probably for about an hour and a half. All right, guys, I'm back, and our bread has more than doubled, as you can see there. So now all we have to do is punch it down, and we're going to divide it in half and let it rest for about 10 minutes, and then we will roll it out. It's very nice. Okay. A little bit of flour here. Put some there. All right, so and we'll divide it in half. Okay. I'm just going to make a ball and let these rest for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and roll them out. Give them a little cover. Our bread is ready. Now we're going to take them and we're going to roll them out. We have our 2 little loaves. Get some fresh flour here. And we have our rolling pin. A little flour on it. This is a French rolling pin. And it is about 16 inches long. And we are going to make this 15 long by, I don't know, 12 wide. Hopefully. So we'll get this going here. It's about right. Long side. And then we're going to put it seam side down. All right, I'll get my tray. And I've greased it with butter, and it has some cornmeal on it. We're going to set it here, and we'll make room for the second one. I'm going to put our second one here. Now we're going to make some slits in it, and then we're going to cover it with, I have some egg whites here with a little bit of water. Now we're going to do this about every 2 inches or so, not too deep. There. All right, so now we have our bread cut. And now we're going to baste our bread with this egg whites. And then it's going to set for another hour, and then we will bake it. I'm turning the ends under. Now we have our bread, and I'm going to cover it and let it set for an hour, and then we will bake it. All right, guys, the bread is ready to go in the oven. Isn't it pretty? Bake at 375 for about 20 minutes. Brush with the egg white mixture again. So let me do that again, and then I'll stick it in the oven. All right, let's put it in the oven, and we'll check it in 20 minutes. All right, I think it's ready to get the bread out. Ooh, look how pretty. You see? Looks gorgeous. Well, we made French bread, guys. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Just keep cooking just for the food of it. Bye.